Liverpool were really poor in the first half. It was probably our poorest first half actually in the season. Not really up for it. Newcastle with that home advantage under the lights, they made it a really tough atmosphere to acclimatise to, and it's frustrating at the end, but at the start, you know, to go 1-0 down from that strike, you have to just, sometimes in football you just have to take your hat off and go, wow, what a finish from Alexander Isak. Great goal from outside the box, probably 23 yards out, catches Virgil asleep. Obviously it's too quick for Kelleher, and like I said, you know, no one actually thought Isak could be fit for this game. Maybe Eddie Howe has learned a bit of Arteta's injury rule book there, and maybe done a little bit of a quick one on Liverpool, but it was a great goal, and they deserve to be going in at half-time 1-0 up, I have to say it. But the second half starts, and wow, what an assist from Mo Salah again. What a finish from Curtis Jones, who takes it on the bounce and keeps it under the crossbar, which is a really difficult technique. Curtis Jones deserves a bit of credit tonight. Him and Mo Salah were clearly the best two Liverpool players, and you know, Curtis will now be looking to start in the midfield on Saturday against Everton, potentially with Szoboszlai, potentially with Gravenberch now that McAllister is out, who himself had 2 shots in the first half, which is all Liverpool could really conjure up. It's that right-footed half volley which skids up, and it's a really clever save from Pope, and then it's that left-footed shot which it was deflected and it should have been a corner, but that's the closest that Liverpool got, to be honest, this season. 1-0 down in the first half, and as I said, Curtis Jones gets that equaliser, but then to go 2-1 down after was massively disappointing. It was a mistake from Joe Gomez, who hadn't had his best game tonight for Liverpool, and again that mistake allows Anthony Gordon that opportunity to cut back inside before he can, you know, really acclimatise to the new position, and he slides it in, and obviously Kelleher gets a touch to it, but it isn't good enough, and it's 2-1 in the end. And then we come back into it, Mo Salah gets his goal, and at that point, with half an hour to go, you're thinking, right, this is where Liverpool now go on and win the game. And at that point, it was a goal and an assist from Mo Salah, and then he gets another one. I mean, he is an unbelievable footballer. 2 goals and an assist tonight. I think he's now broken the record of 37 games where individually you've got an assist and a goal in those games. So he's broken that record tonight, another one. And at 3-2 up, Liverpool and Liverpool fans inside Box Park tonight were thinking, well, what a result this would be. You know, Newcastle did have some other chances. They obviously hit the crossbar. There's a couple of saves from Kelleher as well. There's a couple of shouts for a penalty, which I don't think were penalties. There was a shout for Liverpool at the end for a penalty. I don't think that was a penalty either. Having said that, I think both teams can be really disappointed with the referee tonight. I thought he had an absolute shambles of a performance, to be honest with you. And at 3-2, you're thinking, right, this is textbook Arnie Slot. You get the lead, just like we did at Southampton, and you sit back. Not sit back, 'cause you don't want to invite pressure, but you control the game. And actually, I think tonight was the first time I can say that Arnie Slot maybe got the subs wrong. When I'm looking at players that he brought off, including Gakpo, should be taking Núñez off and putting Diaz through the middle as he has been in the last few weeks, and then play Gakpo out on the left. And that was a mistake. Also, to not bring on Endo at 3-2 up, I think was a mistake. That's pretty much been textbook for Liverpool this season. Once you're winning that game, once you're in control of it with a little amount of time to go, you bring on Endo, you bring on that gum shield to ensure that you get it over the line, and I think Liverpool just didn't react to that. However, he brought on Trent and he got an assist after 2 minutes, so you could say, well, that's a fantastic substitution. You know, Szoboszlai obviously used the energy. Diaz wasn't that effective off the bench tonight. I actually way prefer Diaz when he starts. I think he needs that 20, 30, 40 minutes to get really into the game, and then he explodes with a goal or an assist. But for him to come off the bench tonight, I think it didn't work. He got pocketed a little bit by Lewis Hall and Livramento at the back. So on some hand you can say, well, Arne Slot did the right thing bringing on Trent, but on the other hand you could say, why didn't Endo come on? Why did Núñez come off? These are things that maybe impacted the game for Liverpool, but for Caoimhín Kelleher to make that mistake at the end, you know, I can't really dig him out. He's been unbelievable for Liverpool since he's joined 5-6 years ago, and I would actually go as far as saying that was his first mistake for Liverpool tonight. And it was almost like a bit like Ronaldinho in the 2002 World Cup, you know, he kind of has it there, he goes for it, kind of retreats a bit and goes, no, that's going out, and leaves it, And then Fabian Schär, the tightest of angles, how he squeezed that one in. You saw Mo Salah at the end, he said, how the F did you score that? And it was an unbelievable finish. I don't think he meant to do it, to be honest. He just meant to get the contact at the right angle, and it's gone in. So you have to credit him for the finish. Newcastle, Matty Renton's been texting me, hasn't he, saying the ref was a disgrace. I agree with him. For both teams tonight, he didn't let the play go when he should have. He was booking players when he shouldn't. He wasn't booking players when he should have. And he didn't really get a control of the game, and was pretty annoying to both sets of fans tonight. So the referee definitely can't cover himself in glory tonight. But you know what? In the end, both teams had enough chances to win the game. You know, Newcastle could have won that game. Liverpool could have won that game and were 5 minutes away from doing so. So in the end, the draw is probably a fair result. It was one of those crazy Premier League Liverpool-Newcastle games. You know, the 4-3s that these two teams have had down the years, maybe even the best Premier League game of all time was between these two teams. So there's always goals, there's always drama. But at the same time, I leave really disappointed knowing that, you know, we could have pulled away a little bit more. I know Arsenal have won tonight, and obviously Man City have won too. So they've both gained 2 points on us. We go from 11 points clear of City to now 9. And instead of 9 points clear of Arsenal, we're now 7 points clear. And that is a gap that can be closed if you're not on it. And Liverpool tonight, in the last 10 minutes, and individually for all the goals, just weren't really. I mean, the first one you just have to take your hat off to. The second one, I think, is a bit of a mix-up between Joe Gomez and the keeper. And then the third one was obviously Kelleher's. It's on his shoulders, really, you have to say. So at the end of the day, it's frustrating. It does feel like a loss, but at the same time, if someone had said to me at the start of the season that before Christmas you'd be 7 points clear of Arsenal and 9 points clear of City, I would have bit your hand off for it. And there's no doubt about that. So it's all relative, it's all perspective for Liverpool. Really disappointed tonight, but at the same time, we're still ahead. Now the importance does rest with Liverpool. The pressure is on us. It's the first game of the Premier League weekend. It's on a Saturday. You've got to go and win the derby now. And Everton have won 4-0 tonight, which doesn't help proceedings. They're going to obviously be really confident going into the game now. So disappointing tonight, but Liverpool now have to really bounce back and show that, you know, we can actually go to a Goodison Park and win. We haven't done that for a while, since 2021, I think, when Jota scored and we won 4-1. Last year we lost, the year before I think it was 0-0. So yeah, disappointing from Liverpool tonight. If you're a Newcastle fan, how do you feel? Was the referee on Liverpool's side? If you're a Liverpool fan, was the referee on Newcastle's side? You have to be neutral. And with the missed chances for both sides, is it fair to say that both sides actually should have won the game tonight in their own ways? Obviously they didn't, it was a draw. Was that the fair result? Let us know in the chat. Time to get my head down and make sure I get to London on time for DR Sports Weekend preview / roundup this week with the midweek games. And we've got the watch along on Saturday with myself, Doyle, and Adam Morgan. Right, the former Liverpool player, he's on the watch along with us in the studio on Saturday, so make sure you watch that if you can. But until then, disappointing result for Liverpool tonight, but still a few points clear at the top, and that has to now be kept and maintained and extended if it's possible against Everton at the weekend. And then, of course, you have to hope for a few favourable results elsewhere. But yeah, outside of Box Park Wembley, it's AGT for DR Sports. Disappointed, but it's a point. It's a point. And like I said at the start of the season, if you offered me this position, I would have taken it. Big result though for Arsenal tonight. They've done their thing against Manchester United. The first loss for Ruben Amorim. Big result for Man City as well. And Chelsea, let's not forget them. I think it was 5-1 tonight, was it? Was it 5-1? That's there. So great result for them as well against a struggling Southampton. So it's looking tasty as we approach Christmas. Everton round the corner, Fulham after that, and I think it's Tottenham after that. And then I'm not even sure, I need to look at the fixture list. But anyway, that's from a Liverpool perspective. How did your team do tonight? Let us know. Take care. All the best.